and welcome to my channel. My name is Cassie, for those who have never seen my face before. If you have never visited my channel before, make sure you click the subscribe button so you will be notified when I post future videos about happiness and habits and lifestyle and just being a great person and having a great life. It's pretty awesome. Also a vlog channel, so make sure you check that out. I vlog at least once a week, usually twice a week. Anyways, let me stop talking about myself. Today I am talking to you about some of my favorite books surrounding the topic of happiness and habits and general life betterment. I've got a big stack of books here that I'm gonna just briefly touch on each of them. So I'm gonna work my way up to my two favorites and the ones that I think are the most helpful. Make sure you keep watching to the end so you see what those are. Although you could probably guess what they are if you've seen my other videos. First off, there's one book that I want to mention that I don't have with me right now because I lended it to my boyfriend Matthew, but it's called Modern Romance by Aziz Ansari. I'll insert a photo of the cover somewhere around my face. It's probably already there and there's no point in me talking about this. The book is about how technology has influenced relationships and finding love in the modern age, and it's such an interesting book and so relevant to anyone, whether you're in a relationship, whether you're single, whether it's complicated. No matter what, it's so interesting to see how technology impacts our relationships. Plus it's super funny and there are a ton of food references, so it's just amazing. On to the books that I actually have with me. First off is this little tiny book called Think Happy, Be Happy. And it's just a small little square, but what I like about this book is it's not really a book that you read. It has a bunch of things like quotes and playlists, recipes, and it's just kind of like a mini inspiration book, and it makes me really happy to just flip through it. You know, you just flip to a random one and it makes you happy. So like this one says whimsical butterfly names, and then it has a list, and then it says you are free to fly. But it just overall has a ton of neat artwork, and if you just feel like you need a little boost of inspiration, this is a super wonderful little book to have. Oh, I didn't say who this is by, because it doesn't say who it's by. Oh well, if you Google this, you'll probably find it. Next up is this book called Be Happy by Patrick Lindsay. It's just got a cute little yellow chair on the cover, and on the cover it says 170 ways to transform your day. So at the top of each page, it has a little sort of title. So the top of this one says, say a kind word, and then beneath it has a couple sentences. So this one says, a simple word of praise can lift a heavy heart. It makes the giver a better person and gives the receiver hope and faith. It's usually reciprocated. It gives life greater purpose. And then underneath every one of those little blurbs, it has a quote. So this one says, kind words can be short and easy to speak, but their echoes are truly endless. Mother Teresa. This is not the type of book that you have to read straight through. It's the type of thing where you can, you know, flip through it, see if there's one that looks relevant to you, and just find little bits of inspiration. You know, you could read one a day, you could read a couple all at once, and a little boost to make you feel happy and be happy. Okay. This next book is kind of similar to the one that I just showed, but it's just a little bit more detailed. There's a little bit more writing, and it's called 100 Ways to Happiness, A Guide for Busy People by Dr. Timothy J. Sharp. This one is a little bit more specific and has a little bit more writing, and it has a table of contents so you can find exactly what you're looking for without flipping through it. There are a couple different sections to this book. The first one is 20 Ways to Happy Habits, and then the next one is 20 Ways to a Happy Body. Section 3 is 20 Ways to Better Relationships. Section 4 is 20 Ways to a More Positive Mind. Section 5 is 20 Ways to Plan and Create a Happy Life. So when you go to one of these pages, I just flipped to 69, which is Think Like an Optimist. Again, it has the number of which way it is to happiness, and then it has a little title, and then there's much more writing in this one. So these are just a couple examples flipping through, and then each section has a header as well. Yeah, it's just a bunch of little tips to help you out in life. Alright, and getting into my three books that you actually sit down and read straight through. It's not like these last couple. I actually have two by the same author in this section, and you can probably guess who it is. Again, if you've seen some of my other videos, because I'm obsessed with this author. This book is called Better Than Before. It's by the author Gretchen Rubin, who also wrote The Happiness Project, which is another one of the books in this section. This book is all about habits and forming habits and how different types of people form different habits. I found this book really, really helpful for my happiness project because through reading like the first 2 or 3 chapters of this book, I discovered that I am what is called an obliger, which means that I work really well when other people are relying on me to complete something, but I'm really bad at completing things that I set for myself. I really suck at keeping New Year's resolutions, but I always get my homework done. And there are 4 different types of people that, you know, she goes through what each of them are, and she talks about what things work for each people. It's just a lot of really interesting information about doing things that you want to do in your life and how to create good foundations for good habits and hopefully break bad habits and just make your routines generally work better for you and how your mind works. Like I said, this book actually helped me a lot when I was setting up my happiness project, and I would highly recommend it. This next book is also about habits, and this was the main book that I used for my junior research paper, which was a 6-page paper about habits. It was called Habits, How They Work and How to Improve Them. This book is called The Power of Habit, Why We Do What We Do in Life and Business by Charles Duhigg. This book is so spectacular. I could not put it down. I really find psychology and sort of how the brain works very interesting. Sorry, my parents just got home. I don't know where I was. Anyways, this book has a lot of examples about psychology, and it has a lot of examples of specific businesses which implemented different habits using this thing called the habit loop, which is the main topic of the book, I would say. It was the main topic of my research paper, at least. It's just extraordinarily interesting and motivating and inspiring. I would highly recommend this book for anyone who is trying to break habits, or who's interested in the psychology of the mind, or who just wants to learn how big businesses changed their mojo and made a lot of money. And my final book, the book we've all been waiting for, my holy grail Bible book, is The Happiness Project by Gretchen Rubin. If you have seen some of the other videos in my channel, you'll know that for my senior project at my school, I am doing this happiness project, and it is entirely inspired by and pretty much based on this book. If you haven't watched the video I made about my happiness project, I will link it because that gives you a ton more information about my personal happiness project. But in this book, the author, Gretchen Rubin, goes on this 12-month journey called A Happiness Project, where she works on improving different areas of her life. And I read this in January of 2015, and 2014 was a very sort of awakening year for me. I started my sophomore year, and I sort of started to realize what my priorities were and who my friends were and what kind of people I wanted to have in my life. But as 2015 started, I was feeling really pretty stuck. I read this book in early January 2015, and it just inspired me a lot. And I think it really contributed to the more positive outlook that I have at least been trying to take over the past couple of months and over the past year. I really respond well to books that are about personal experiences, and this is basically like a memoir. I think this is just a really fantastic book, so I would highly recommend it more than any of them. Actually, this one and The Power of Habit I would really recommend. Alright, I think that is going to be it for my video today. Thank you so much for watching. I will link all of these books that I listed down below so that you can check them out for yourselves, and if you have read any of these, or if you do read any of these, leave me a comment below and let me know what you thought. I know that The Happiness Project actually has some pretty bad reviews, but I don't understand that because I think it's the best book in the world. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, do all the things. Go check out my vlog channel and stay tuned for my next couple videos. Okay, bye!